Hi Leo, welcome to your end of August read. Let's get right into this. We're going to be doing tarot only, really. Light allusions to the astrology is all we should be doing. So we're going to do a Celtic cross spread. I'm going to pull some oracles and then I'll do yes, no at the end. General messages, guys. Take what resonates, throw out the rest, and try to make it fit if it doesn't, please. And definitely check your rising sun, moon sign, and Venus. If you are Leo sun, Leo is a very small part of you. It's your ego consciousness, which is big, but there's a lot more to you than just that. So it's good to know your charts. Okay, so we have the Chariot. Let's pull all the energies and then we'll get right into breaking everything down. I hope you guys are doing great today. Happy birthday to those of you celebrating your birthday. And we have the new moon in you guys, hitting on the 18th. That's in your first house of self. So lots of energy pumping into what you really want for yourself right now, which is really good. Okay, let's pull some Lenormand. Okay. Very introspective. Been in the High Priestess energy, Leo, like really tapping into your higher consciousness. Lots of thinking, lots of creating, lots of figuring out on your own. It does seem like leading up to this energy. Okay, so we have the Tower, which is not the same as the Tower in the tarot. Lenormand is a different system. So we have Tower, we have Compass. Good. We have the Swords, new cycle happening for you. Good. We get the Labyrinth. You're going to be knocking your head a couple of times here and there, but it's all really good. Still very good energy. Okay, we got the Birds. All right, I need to pull more. What kind of information are we being called to see? Okay, the Well. Running out of room, but yeah, I needed a card that told me when it was going to be done. All right, good. All right, pretty clear message to me. So, a little isolated, absolutely. I mean, we have the Tower and we have the High Priestess energy, which tells me, Leo, that even though you're out there doing your life, doing you, being you, your fun Leo self, there's a sense of isolation that you've been experiencing. Even though you've been among people, you've been a little more reclusive than maybe you normally would be. Maximus, how could you feed others when your own table is empty? Good question. That's right. You gotta take care of yourself first. Not in a selfish way, but how can you give when you don't have? You know? How could you keep showing up for other people when you're having a hard time showing up for yourself because of things going on in your life right now? Okay, forgiveness. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. All right. Well, that's true. That's the biggest form of self-love, right? Is to just, forgive. Doesn't mean that we allow things to continue happening, but to forgive, yeah. Let's throw the dice. Second house of resources. Things you value. Things you do for money on the day-to-day. So money is a thing. And I feel like money might be a thing here because we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Then we have Neptune. You're confused. There's something about something that's going on in your life right now that you don't have. You can't put a period on the end of that sentence. You're just not fully sure. I always say Neptune energy, it's the ruler of the 12th house, which is a house of self-undoing. That sounds very negative, but it's where we can get in our own way, or it's where we see the flags. We know we need to make adjustments and changes, but for some reason we can't quite bring ourselves to do it, and so we're just not sure on where it is we're supposed to be landing, what it is exactly we're supposed to be feeling. But I feel like you're going to be learning. Look, we have Sagittarius, which is all about moving forward with integrity and is ruled by Jupiter, which is about luck and expansion. And it's about really getting in touch with your belief system. Really is, Leo. Like, what do you want for yourself? Seriously, like at the end of the day, do you want to keep living the way you've been living, or do you want to make adjustments? And I know that's such a broad and almost like hokey statement. that you hear all the time on YouTube when you read these readings, right? It's like, you have to make the change. But seriously, it's like getting like very honest with yourself about like what's your belief system? Just your belief system. It doesn't matter what anybody else's belief system is. Your parents, societies, your friends, whomever. It doesn't matter. Really getting in touch with what it is that you really want, need, and desire is really important right now. And don't waste this burst of energy that's going to be happening in your first house of self. Really, because this is such seed planting energy, and it sounds so cheesy, but seed planting, it really is. And this is where the stuff's going to start popping up in about January. Those of you who didn't check out my Season of Chaos video, I'm going to link it below, just so you can get an idea from an astrological perspective what's going to be happening in the sky to incite a lot of the energy. Luna, moon, what are you feeling deep inside? Very interesting. We got moon reverse here as far as what's crossing you. So let's get right into the tarot. The Luna is the ruler of the 4th house, of home, of roots, grounded, safety, feeling love, feeling safe, not feeling the opposite of feeling scared and feeling lack, right? It's the opposite. But we have the High Priestess coming into this energy. Yeah, so like I was saying about the Tower energy here is very much like the High Priestess, because let's just address these two together. There is this element of being up to this point very introspective, very heavy in the thinking. Some of you may be even in the heavy planning process. You're creating something. Maybe you're writing a book, writing a screenplay, creating a business, doing something. Really, the wheels in your mind are really going. Not talking, though, a lot about it. You're just not. But now, going back to the Lenormand here, we have the compass, which is indicating where you're supposed to be going, and you're meant to be starting a new cycle. That's what the stalks are. The labyrinth does indicate, though, you making certain attempts down certain paths, whether it's you try dating this person for a couple of months. Nope. Okay, this is not working out. This is not resonating with me, but at least I'm figuring out what I don't want in relationships. So now let me try this one. Same thing with the job. I did this for a while. It's really not fitting me. I'm not happy there, or it's not bringing me what I need. Let me go try this one. And the labyrinth is a very healthy energy, though, because it's about recognizing that you might not land where you want to be, like, right, straight out of the gate, but realizing that a lot of the paths that you end up going down in life all served as particular lessons that were very necessary to incite the next path, which is ultimately going to end up bringing you where you want to go. Then we have the birds after this. So this is a very, first of all, public energy. So this is very much like networking, reaching out, giving things a go, meeting different people, trying different things. Not everything going ideally initially, but you always taking a lesson away. So this really is considered in Lenormand a very positive card, because there's a lot of learning here in this new cycle that's going to be happening if it's not happening already. Then we have the birds, which does indicate really positive communication. So that could have to do with, this does indicate Facebook, Twitter, anything on social media, but in a positive way, where you could be making connections online. You can be also, this could indicate a new job offer coming in as well. Something coming in the way of that. The well indicates it's all about your dreams, and this has a lot of symbolic meanings. It's wishes, it's resources, it's creativity, it's healing, right? So the well is all about you really looking very deeply into something. Let me just put the High Priestess down for a minute. You looking very deeply into something, and even though you feel like you think you know exactly what it is that you want. You think you have a situation figured out. You think you know a person 100% and what they want, right? But the well is about looking deeper into an issue. And you may think you have all the facts, but there's more to the story that you're not seeing, because this does indicate like hidden depths, right? But the rope entering the well represents the importance of keeping your center, And at a deeper level, the well card could indicate you hitting rock bottom in a situation, and now the only way is up, which is going to indicate healing, which is really good. So it's this sort of digging down. We really do need to understand the cards around it to understand the full connection. And I get nothing but positive energy from this, because we have the birds here are, even though it's a gossip, it's positive. So it's people talking about you to want to hire you for that job. It's about people talking about you, I think I want to ask her out. Or it's people talking about you like, aren't they're so amazing. Like, I want to be friends with them. Or, if you have a blog or a vlog or YouTube channel, people really, recognizing you. So it going really, really well. But you being in this position where you're like, okay, you want to make sure that you first of all watch what you wish for, because your wishes are going to come true, especially because we have you right after. We have the sun. And this is just positive for the whole line of cards, right? The sun is just really, really, it's considered, it's a benefic energy here. So you want to make sure of what you ask for, because you don't want to be thrown into a situation where you almost feel thrown off kilter, feel like, oh my gosh, maybe I don't even want this after all. Just think things through. Like in the well energy, pay attention to everything. Really get down deep with yourself as far as what it is that you're looking for. And I do feel like you've been doing that, because we have the High Priestess coming into this energy. There's no question, Leo, you've been doing a ton of thinking, like a lot more thinking than you normally do. And that's just because of the 5 retrogrades going on. We have the full moon happening in you guys, rather the new moon happening in you guys. So there's a lot of energy that would incite that feeling. Now, as far as the foundation goes right now, a situation, we have the Chariot. So the Chariot is all about leaving whatever you've been in connected to that's toxic. That's not good for you. That relationship, that marriage, that job, that family connection, loving someone from a distance, that friendship, letting that friend go. They're actually not your friend. Or for whatever reason, things have changed in the situation. Whatever it is, it's you leaving the toxicity behind and you getting on a path that's really going to bring you to that 4th house energy, which is about roots and grounded and safety and your metaphorical home space. But we have the moon crossing you here in reverse. So, this is you falling back on your old ways of being, because you're Leo, it's like something is really obvious in front of you and you know it. It's no question in your mind. You can, from a realistic and pragmatic standpoint, sit down and say, this and this is so not okay going on. But you're having a really hard time really being expressive about this situation regarding this person, this job, whatever it is, to yourself, because the moon is what you tell yourself. And what happens here is it's very easy to not want to look at the full reality of something and fall back on an old unhealthy way of handling a situation. But the thing is, you're really not going to be able to do that for long. That's the thing. Because when the moon is reversed, what you're feeling deep inside ends up sooner rather than later rising to the surface and not staying underneath anymore, And we have crowning. The crowning energy is the best thing that can be achieved, which is fabulous. This is a 2 of Cups energy. Love this energy. First of all, if this has to do with a job, this indicates you getting hired, signing paperwork. That's very positive. Getting the hours that you're looking for. Let's address it on a very practical level, having to do with career. Meeting that business partner that you just connect with, you click with your colleagues, it's good. This is a great energy having to do with career, because it's Venus in Cancer. Remember, Venus is a money planet as well, and it's in Cancer. And Cancer is all about us feeling rooted and grounded and safe, having a strong foundation. So really, really good. I particularly, even though I promised I wouldn't infuse astrology into this, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Uranus is retrograde in your 10th house from the 15th of August until January 1st. So it's all about the future is just going to be formulating in your 10th house of career. Things are going to be adjusting. You're going to be needing to adapt, or you're going to lose out if you don't, because whatever's happening in your career is 100% meant to provide you with a better future ahead. So whatever that means to you. Now, okay, that has to do with career. If this has to do with relationship, this is you guys just connecting. Really honoring the connection, working at it, doing what's necessary to improve communication, work on communication, establishing a really strong foundation. If you don't have one yet, if you've been in a relationship and things have been a little, you never quite got on solid footing, this could also just indicate if this is a toxic situation, and I have to say that because we have the Chariot, this is you. The best outcome of the situation is you leaving the toxicity and you ending up in this, because the Two of Cups typically does represent meeting somebody new and doing like this kind of building. There's not a very long history with the Two of Cups energy is what I really want to say. Okay? But beautiful, beautiful nonetheless. Really good. And we have the Ace of Pentacles as the foundation. So there is just Pentacle energy can mean money. This could be also a new job opportunity, but in reverse it indicates greed, materialism. So you may be dealing with somebody who is you might be experiencing this, Leo, or you might be dealing with a partner, or it could be even a little bit of both of you. If you're in a work situation, if you're in a domestic situation, it doesn't really matter, but where you guys cannot see eye to eye on what's going on as far as resources go. Like somebody is, for example, if this is an ending of a marriage, you being really, really afraid of going it alone because you're very afraid of giving up what it is that you do have materially, and you're just feeling very insecure about how you're going to actually make that happen for yourself, because you really want to have, everybody wants to have, that's silly to say that, but it's like you're very focused, like you're so focused on it that it's at the expense of other things and perhaps even yourself, where you may be staying in something because of the finances, but really at the expense of your own healthy mental state, your own positive well-being, your own ability to move forward. Do you know what I mean? In every other way. So this is something that needs to be considered. This could also be if you are, maybe you're not married, you're moving into a situation where you're like, I love how that job sounds. Everything about it sounds awesome. But you know what? The money's not there and I won't be able to pay my bills. And I have to really uber focus on that right now at the expense of, I might be happy in that, but I can't take it kind of thing. All right. So it could be anything like that where there is this, because it's an ace, so aces are still positive. They're still positive, even in the reverse, but the reverse indicates that something needs to be looked at. And something needs to be looked at. There's some sort of imbalance where something is being focused on having to do with the material. This could even indicate focusing way too much on how you guys communicate at the expense of anything else. Or focusing too much on the intimacy. Focusing too much on one thing at the expense of other things. Right? So, this is kind of like the foundation. There is definitely this issue having to do with how you guys connect, or it could be even, guys, a sort of plethora of all of that, where, the intimacy, isn't there, whatever it is that you're really needing for there to be this new beginning. Okay? Because again, the ace is new. The ace is new. So it could be something here. So for some of you, I do want to just say, some of you may be leaving a toxic relationship, but not actually changing the version of yourself that you are when you show up in relationship. So you may be in a way where you're very open and ready for the fun and the love and all of that of the relationship. You're very, very focused on finances, and maybe you've been focused on finances in the past, not that you're not willing to work, but you want to make sure that they have, because you're a Leo and you like to have a good time and you like to do things. You like to have parties. You like to go shopping. There's nothing wrong with that. Leos love that stuff. And you want to make sure that, you're in a situation with a person who likes doing those things with you, who can do those things with you, who can, help you do those things. So this may be an issue right now. I did want to say that. I already discussed having to do with career. Then we have the Hierophant. So this is you and only you right now. So honestly, if this is you guys and you're married, this is wanting to kind of focus on the marriage or focusing on the sacred that you guys share. If this has to do with a job, this has to do with you really wanting to make a job work, make a home situation work. You really wanting to make something work in a very practical and pragmatic way. right? Because this is a Taurus energy in astrology, and Taurus is very grounded, it's earthy, but everything sort of has to be there. Like you're in this space, Leo, where you really want to connect in a very Venusian way with people. Even though you guys are ruled by the sun and you're fire, you want to meet, you really want to, because the Leo energy, it's very important for you guys to be friends and aligned with whatever it is that you're doing. Not to say that you need to be friends with your colleagues or all the time, although that does matter to you, or your employees, but having to do with relationship, like you want to make sure that you guys are really like friends. You want to make sure that you really align with whatever it is that you're doing. You want to really, right? So this is the space you're in. You're definitely in this space. Now the external energy to you, this is your environment, is the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is all about conflict. And this is somebody who is very challenging to have a fair and balanced conversation with. So it's like you're in this Two of Cups Hierophant energy where you really kind of want to bring some zen and balance to a situation. Finances, I do think, are an issue. Connection is an issue here, but nothing that you're like, all right, so I'm a fire sign, I could do this. I'm used to the strength energy doing it scared, I could do it. But you're dealing with an energy who's difficult, Leo. Yeah. Knight of Swords is a bit of a pain in the ass when it comes to like having a fair conversation. It's a struggling energy. It really is. They can't get out of their own way kind of thing, as a matter of fact. Because swords are truth. Keeping it real. Swords are truth. And it's reality. And it's communication. But the Knight comes in with their head popping off, not thinking straight, because they have their own agenda on their head. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's very hard to mitigate that kind of energy. Now we have the Three of Wands, which is a beautiful energy, but it's in your hopes and fear. So you're really hoping to have this positive outcome. You're really fearing that it won't happen. The Three of Wands is this beautiful life path where somebody is professing their love for you, even an offer of marriage or move in together. Let's go. Let's do this life together. This could be the job offer. Come on, we love your talent, skills, and abilities, and we're going to give you X amount of dollars, and this is awesome, and this is pulling you really quickly into the next chapter of your life. This is a quick energy, and you want quick. You're a fire sign. You're afraid it's not going to happen quickly. You don't want to have to wait. You feel like it may be on the horizon for you, but you really are fearing, how long am I going to wait? Spirit, I'm a fire sign, give me what I need. But here, look, we have the world. The world does indicate that you're going. First of all, the world is still positive, even in the reverse. Understand that. This is a Saturn energy. It's the gifts that you get after you put in the hard work. But this is the thing. Either you're getting in your own way or something is getting in the way of you being able to progress forward at the pace that you would really like to happen. This is needing to pay attention to who might be holding too fast to needing something to be a certain way that's like immovable. Like, let me correct that. Not immovable. Movable. Because, like, for example, let's say, well, we can't do this because we don't have enough money. Well, maybe you just need a different approach. I can't do this job because I just don't feel connected to it. Well, maybe you need to give it a little more time. I can't stay in this marriage anymore. I absolutely can't. I'm busting at the seams. Although I feel like a lot of you kind of have started something new here. But it's like something needs to be taken care of. Right? Now, I do also want to say, going back to Lenormand, the Tower can also indicate some sort of bureaucracy or need for paperwork. So for those of you in a space where it's like, you're ready to start this new path, but you have to get the divorce. You're ready to start this new path, but you have to sell your house. You're ready to start this new path, but you have to sign the papers for that new job. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so getting it moving forward, right? So the outcome energy here, and keep in mind, this is just for the end of August, it's you're getting your ducks in a row, you're figuring out what you want, you do feel yourself inching forward, but you are at the same time falling back on like old patterns of behavior. You do want to be careful of that. You do want to be careful of that. Because when we have the Hermit energy in the near future, and this is a Virgo energy, Virgo is all about very pragmatic and practical solutions, looking at things very carefully. And while you will be looking at things carefully, it's not in the healthiest way, in that there can be a tendency here with the Hermit reverse, as you are reflecting. First of all, you feel very disconnected. You don't feel like you have the same level of support that you've had, and there can be a tendency of like feeling like a victim, or like you've martyred yourself for a certain cause, and you may have. I'm not saying you haven't, but the thing is, you have more support surrounding you than you realize, and you can make the choice to not feel the victim or allow yourself to be the victim anymore, or the martyr. It's a matter of putting all of those thoughts in perspective and really tapping into the upright energy of this, of just solutions. Be completely solution focused. Solution. So Leo, I'm not going to lie, I feel like you're very embroiled in some sort of needing to make decisions. I feel like your heart is so in the right space. Between the Two of Cups and the Hierophant energy, I definitely see this. I think there are issues with finances, communication, this kind of thing. I feel like you're identifying very clearly what's toxic for you, what you need to stay away from, and what's good for you. You might be a little challenged in bringing that into your reality right now. I feel like it is going to be happening though. I have very good vibes about whatever's going to be happening as far as your career. A lot of you guys are going to be doing transformation here, like big time. Uranus brings change. Uranus retrograde, and it's a shocking change. Uranus retrograde, it has to start from within you. That's going to create the change. That's all retrograde means. And everybody talks about, oh, retrograde means going backwards. No, it doesn't. It means slowing down. It doesn't even mean stopping. It means just slowing down so that you can go introspective and create the change that you need to pull out and look at. So this is just, but the thing is, change is hard. So this is like an onion that's being unpeeled sort of over time. I feel like this is just a snapshot. Well, it's only meant to be a snapshot of the end of August, actually. So what am I even saying there? All right. But I feel like it's good. And I love this. How can you feed others when your own table is empty? Yeah. If somebody's asking you for money, if somebody's asking you to show up for them mentally, physically, and emotionally, and you're going through something, it's really hard. So it's important to talk about it. Let's pull some yes/no cards. So formulate a question in your mind that would require a yes or no answer, like not an open-ended question, if that makes sense, okay? And you're going to ask it 3 different times, and you're going to ask it in the same way. That's really, really important, either out loud or to yourself if you're with people and you don't want them to think you're a little nutty asking questions. So we're going to pull 3 different cards. Some are yes, some are no, some are neutral, and some are exceptions. So we'll see what ends up coming up. We'll use the good old standard Rider-Waite for these. I do not use these in reversals, guys, as reversals. So I'll give you a second. So just focus on one question. I'm going to start doing these with each of my readings. So if you have another question, just save it till next week. Okay, so one question 3 different times. Nice deep belly breaths as you ask the question. I didn't ask the question yet, but the Lover's energy is a yes, so I'm feeling good about this for you. Nice deep breaths. Ask the sentence in full question format. Focus on the cards. First card. Yes, High Priestess. Second card. Yes, King of Wands. Third card. The Emperor. Yes. Okay. So good. We get 3 yeses. These are fabulous too, because you're going to be really honoring your intuition. You're going to feel very fiery, and the Emperor is a great energy. It's a ride or die energy, and Leos love that. you're gonna have, this is a fellow fire energy, so beautiful. Yeah. Okay, Leo, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.